Lloyd Vehicle Consulting, not sponsored by Lancaster Insurance. Good afternoon. Today is the 19th of March still, and we're still at the 2022 Practical Classics Classic Car and Restoration Show at NEC in Birmingham. This is part 10 of a Slightly Shambolic Shuffle, and well, we might still get things wrong, which we have done on a frequent basis so far in all the parts we filmed. Might still be interruptions with revving engines and announcements and things like that, and I apologise. It is quite busy here today as well. Yeah, revving engines. So I'm on the Maxis Owners Club stand, where they have a little buyer's guide for people, which I've just actually filmed in a more comprehensive way. So we've got one of these coming up on the channel quite soon as well. Maxis 1750, this one, which is the larger engine of the two. They made both until I think 79. I don't think any of these are 1500s though. So this is a very, very, very nice condition one. Wow, that's beautiful condition. So 78, 79. Contrast that with a Maxi 2. I think these were made 80, 81. It's a very late one, sort of Maxi 2s. This one yesterday was receiving a bit of a restoration. The colour actually is a little less bright in real life. It's very bright on camera. So yes, a W 80, 81 plate. This is just an L, so I think this is 1750 L. Another Maxi here, 1750. 77, 78 plate. And this one's very kindly had the window open, so there you go. All the 5-speed, velour interior, sort of a biscuit colour, vinyl roof. You couldn't really get much more 70s than that view, I don't think. Extraordinary. So we'll go this way, I think. We'll have a look at some of the stuff that's actually on the pride of ownership Lancaster Insurance stand. 1992 Volkswagen Golf Mark I Clipper Cabrio, in extraordinary condition. A very, very late Mark I, of course, was made at the same time as the Mark II. They didn't change the shape actually. Very nice. MG Metro 1300. I think this is an 89. Yeah, it's an 89. Lovely colour, the same colour as that Maestro over there, which we'll get to in a second. Red seat belts, of course, because you know that's the way it went really with these MGs at the time. So Mark II Metro. I've driven two Metros with the A series engine, a Mark I and a Mark II, but not an MG yet. Ferrari 348. I think this is around the same era. I think this is a 90 or 91. Yeah, it's a 1990. And of course, it's got a very, very nice interior, which I think is beige. Yes, beige leather interior, which I very, very much like. Gator 5-speed manual. MG Maestro Turbo. These are exceptionally rare cars. I think I've seen this one in person a few times before, and it is delicious. It's the only word I can use to describe it. Very, very, very nice condition. I think these wheels, can't remember if these are standard or not. I forget actually, but wow, 152 horsepower, utterly screaming performance from this O series engine in here. Very, very, very fast and a lovely colour. It's actually it actually looks nicer in real life than it does on video. The colour looks a bit dull on video. It's quite bright actually. There we go. 436 or 505 built. Mark 1 Escort, of course, because every show needs a Mark 1 Escort. This started off as a Kent engine car, but has since had a 1.8 Z-Tech engine put in it, and the rear door handles deleted because I don't know. I know the two-door shells are actually more desirable than the four-door shells for some reason. Yeah, so 73, and it's had 1.8 Zetec engine, something like, I don't know, Escort XR3i from the early 90s, something like that. This one is another modified Ford. This has a Sierra Cosworth engine actually in it. It's an 86, so it's a very late Capri Mark III. Someone's actually taken the trouble to put Cosworth seats in it. And that gearbox is no longer the original Type 9 either, because it's a different shift pattern. One of two Toyota Celicas of this generation that I've seen here. This is a 1998 Toyota Celica SR. It's very, very standard actually. Those Memo wheels probably came standard, I think, on this. It's beautiful condition. MG Midget, I think this is a Mark IV, remember, so round arch. 1275cc engine before the 1500. Yeah, it's a 72. Beautiful 1965 Humber Super Sniper State. Look at the colour of this. Just amazing. And that has been finished to a ridiculous standard. Look at this. With white wall tyres, of course, and have a nice picnic, and why not? Brilliant. 2-litre Ford Probe. I imagine the 2 litres are the rarest type of Probe. These weren't very popular cars actually, unfortunately. Didn't sell anything like the Capris did. Based on a Mazda MX-6, which we've seen actually earlier on in the show. Yeah, it's a 95. Whole registration, I think, KH. This car came from, I think, South Africa. It's a 325i Sport. Yeah, it's a South African model, there we go. Strap brace is the original though, but we've got some amazing kind of period alloy wheels on it. Red leather interior, dogleg gearbox on it, and of course a nice Motorola mobile phone from the period. Wonderful. Something else from that kind of period is this Nissan Bluebird. It's an executive turbo. Absolutely amazing. Look at this interior. Leather seats, leather steering wheel, all the options. The only thing it doesn't seem to have is air conditioning, which is strange really when you think about it, but there we go. 1988, yeah, Bluebird Executive Turbo, absolute top of the range. So we'll look at this Allegro whilst we're here. Now this is not the Allegro that Rick from Agatha and everything has. It's not the same car. This one's had a Cortex steering wheel fitted, but that would have not been how it came out actually. It would have had a round one. Only the early Allegros had a Cortex one. I have driven an Allegro with a Cortex wheel on the channel, and I can tell you it's a bit of a handful. I probably forget to link that in the description below, but it is on the Sensible Secondhand Classics playlist. It's a 74 one I drove from the Alex's Assets channel. So yes, the 1300 Super Deluxe, owned by Brian Busby, who seems to have a couple of friends called Churchill in the back. There we go. Mark II Lotus Cortina. Maybe it was called what I said. Essex registration. If this was what if this was actually registered by Ford themselves originally? No, it's an Essex plate. So yeah, very late one of these from 1970. Yeah, worth an absolute fortune these days, something like this. And little Lotus badges there. The Cortina script. So here we go, Eunos Roadster, also known as the Mazda MX-5. I have actually driven one of these on the channel before. Sensible Secondhand Classics. Last year it was a 91, the one I drove. automatic, reasonably rare, and it was the V Special variant. I can't remember which variant this is, but it's got the Nardi steering wheel in it as well. So lots and lots of different versions of the MX-5, both here and in Japan. Are limited. Had some work on that engine, hasn't it? Loads of it. It's a 1995. Lovely classic E-Type here. I have driven an E-Type. It's a 66. 4.22 plus 2. This is a 62 on a commentary plate, so I think it might have actually been owned by Jaguar and Saab or something, I don't know. But yeah, extraordinary, modified a little bit as well, and you can see it's got a hatchback. Oh yes, Ford Escort Mark III. Now it's got different sort of badges on it. It says a XR3 Turbo and RS600T. I get a bit confused about the difference between them, but this is an 81, and this is just like a sort of pre-production car, I imagine. You can buy it in kit form as well. Look at all the complicated stuff that's in here. A bit faster than the standard RX3, sorry, XR3. Do apologise, it's the 10th video I've done in 2 days, so you can tell. So this is a Mini 40. This is 1999. It's a very late one, Mark VII, based on sort of Cooper spec that I think actually just called the Mini 40. There were Mini 25s and Mini 30s and all that sort of stuff as well, but this is a Mini 40. And the final two cars on the stand are this 2002 Renault Clio V6. Same V6 as in Peugeot 406. I've actually driven two V600 Peugeot 406s on the channel, which is remarkably good fun. Let's go and look at this Mustang, then we will move on. So, Mustang Mk1, 1969. That might actually be a base level interior, viewers. Could be, I'm not actually sure. But this thing, 428 Cobra Jet, quite fast, I think, viewers. What's not so fast is some of the stuff from Austin from the 50s. This is an A40 Devon van from 1952. This will be it's an A70. This is a big old car. Yeah, it's A70 Hereford Coupe, registered again in 1952. This I don't even know what this is. Oh, that's an A40 Sports. Okay, yes, it was made by Jensen. This one doesn't actually say it's a GD3, so between 51 and 53. The Jensen Interceptor, the original one, was very similar to this, although I think that was a larger car than the A40 Sports. 1950 Austin A70 Hampshire pickup. Very good. Really, we're going after the counties, Dorset and Devon and all this sort of thing. Let's take a look whilst we're here at some Saabs. I do like Saabs, viewers. We've seen many Volvos, but we haven't seen any Saabs yet. So have a look at this. Oh, I like this. Saab 900 2-litre 4-cylinder turbo, a new generation Saab 900 competing in the Pikes Peak race. Oh yes, very good. It's got a beige leather interior too. Do like a nice beige leather interior, viewers. As I've said so many times before, you're probably sick of me saying it, but we do like it. It's an RSO 97, 98 plate. This is an older 900 SE Turbo, TR Auto's Max ECU development car. Very interesting. I bet this is this will be faster, won't it? It's a quick one. Interesting wheels on this as well. So a very, very late one. 92, 93 plate. I think my first production 93. Again, 92, 93 plate. 900 turbo, 16 valve. It's a very, very, very late one. It's a ruby. Wow. So it's a limited edition right at the end. Fantastic. Yes, it needs a bit of work, but I'm sure it's going to be amazing when it's done. Like this one here. Wow. Peter Clark, Southampton. 0703. Reminds me of when I was younger. You know, I grew up near Southampton actually. Although this, I think, is a West Sussex plate actually. So, yeah, I'm not sure about that. Look at that turbo boost gauge as economy, and then you can get to the exciting range on the right-hand gauge there. Very nice. Yeah, so 8990 plate. Saab 99 GLE. Look at the shine on this metallic finish. Beautiful. Sepia brown metallic paint with lion yellow interior. This is 76 99 GLE. So they took the Saab B engine, it's called, developing 118 horsepower, 3-speed auto. Supplied Blacon Motors of Chester. Been to Blacon, in fact I actually filmed a video in Blacon, do you believe? It's so perfect, that one. Saab 96, this is a V4 version, a later version. There we have Ford V4 engine in there. It's a bit less noisy than the old 2-stroke, originally in the 96. Nice interior colour, viewers. Oh, and some Swedish friends in the back there. Yeah, 73. Saab Sonnet, I think this is Sonnet 3. I don't think they ever sold these in right-hand drive over here. I know it's Sonnet 2. Get confused about these sort of thing, viewers. Yeah, Sonnet 2. Left-hand drive, 67 plate on this. I'm not sure where it's originally from. If you look at the information here. Yeah, it's from America. There we go, and a very, very, very obvious badge is where Saab originally started out making aircraft. Another 96 here, this is quite a late one, I think. Yeah, it's a 78. They reported to the UK in 1985. So a 96 GL Super. Very nice. Move wheel centres. This is the minor LCV register here, which also evidently includes the Austin Morris J4 vans. The rear bodywork of these J4 vans is actually used in the Sherpa, and then later on in the modified form right the way through to I think 2006 with what became the LDV Pilot. And there's a rear end of a called Mk1 sort of minor vans. 66. 1955 Morris Minor Series 2 quarter-ton van. That would be the quickest thing. That's probably why they put an 1100cc engine in it from an Austin Healey Sprite, and a gearbox from Sprite as well. Yeah, just a straight swap, I imagine, something like this. More commercial. Or it's a 65, and this is a 65 as well. They made, I think, these vans until about 1973, from what I remember. I've got a friend, Mr. Partridge, who's much more of an expert on these than I am. Let's have a look at some very, very old Morrises. 1948 Morris 8 Series E, just before the minor, I think. Like this one here, what's this? Is this an 8 or a minor? That's a Morris 8. A little bit of restoration. In fact, that might be. That's going on this car. Maybe we'll never know. So yeah, we received some Morgans earlier on today. What is this chap here? Another 48 Morris 8. This is currently powered by the starter engine for a Centuria tank after previous two engines fall out. 918 sidebar engine with 29 horsepower. I think that's the same engine that went to the VMM Morris Minors from what I remember, but not really an expert in such things, I'm afraid. It'd be remiss of me to come to a show and not film some Austenite 30 and 8035s. The main way to tell between the two of them is the rear window. See if it's the large or the small type. This car, though, has been very, very heavily modified. You can see the dash is completely different, and so is the gear lever. And this should have rear opening doors, but they've been blanked out and all kinds of things like that. So there we go. I bet that's a lot faster than it used to be. Now the A35 van was made for a long, long time. This is a 66, way after the saloon production finished. I think they finished production in 68 from what I remember, then they replaced it with the Austin badge version of the Morris Minor van, or the O-Type, or the 600 weight, or whatever you want to call it. A couple here that are having a bit of restoration. There we go, that's what a four-door one should look like, and that's got the large rear window, so that's an A35. I'm learning, viewers, very, very slowly. I'm actually learning the proper things about classic cars, but it's taking me a long time. Wonderful. Terry's 1973 Mark I Escort 4-door police car. That's a 74-75 plate, though, viewers. So it's funny going on with that. Answer in the comment section below. 1969 Volkswagen Carmen gear. Imagine this probably come from America or something. It's been lowered a bit, I think. Ooh, what on earth is this? It's a Chevy. It's a Bel Air. It's a Bel Air with. Ooh, I'm getting hungry now, but I think it's a plastic meal there, so I can't consume that, which is well because it's past my lunchtime and I'm still shuffling around. So 58 Chevrolet Bel Air. Yeah, but the 57s look a bit different. They've got different headlamps. And then a 2005 Ford Mustang GT Premium with a little friend and a beige leather interior. I do like a nice beige leather interior, viewers, as you probably know by now. Ooh. 1976-77 Vanden Pla 1500. I do say Vanden Pla, viewers, because that's the name that they used in their publicity material in the 1980s, although you can say Vanden Pla, Vanden Plat, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, 76. I think I've seen that at the Bilton Rally before. 1966 Ford Cortina Mark I 4-door Deluxe. So April 66, because later on it was replaced, I think, by the Mark II. That is in rather nice condition. Sweeney's Car Sales, voted best local garage in 1979. Part exchange of low deposit, no warranty, lost by hire purchase. Very good. Ooh. Ford Granada Mark II pre-facelift from 1980. It's 2.8 gear. Very good. Is this an auto or a manual? So if it's an auto, it's normal. It's an auto with the roof rack. I do like one. I drove one of these years ago, viewers, on the channel. It belonged to Mr. Coleman, rubbish mechanic. West Berkshire Vehicle Club. Another J4, this time just badged Austin Morris. They were originally, I think, Austin and then also Morris badged. One of the way, I can't remember now. They're made from 1960 to 1974. And again, I'll just show you this rear bodywork, which looks really, really similar to the original Sherpas. Morris Ital van or 575 Suntour camper. You can tell it's an Ital actually straight away by the door handle. But this one is only one of two Ital versions made by Tour Cars of Torrington and Devon, probably in 1980. And here is another Ital. That is a Portsmouth plate from about 1980. Yeah, 1980, from the first on W. Very, very early example of a Tau. But a Marina van, I can't remember actually what these were called actually. Was it 800 weight or something? But you know, everyone calls them Marina van. So it's a 74. Beautiful colour, absolutely stunning. On the Association of Heritage Engineers stand, we've got Cleo Williams. I don't know which generation Williams is. There were three. There's a 1, a 2, and a 3. But all 100, I think 150 horsepower, 2-litre engine. It went into the Renault Sport Spider as well, I believe. Boston Classic Car Club, they've got Porsche 924 that's being worked on at the moment there. It's an MGTC. Yeah, it's an TC 1948, similar to the one that was used in Heartbeat actually. 1960 Morris Mini Minor, they were called Morris Mini Minor very early on in production. That looks very, very, very original indeed. Probably worth an awful lot of money actually now. I mean, all sort of classic minis are, but this one would be in particular. And then you've got the sort of hinge cover plate at the bottom. Fabulous. Well, viewers, I've been looking forward to coming to this area for a long time. This is a Volvo 360 GLE, and I absolutely love it. Leather interior, 5-speed gearbox, the later dash. I'm not so keen on the earlier 300 series Volvos. I only really like the ones post 86, and this one's particularly special because Portsmouth plate, and it's from Kingsway Volvo in Winchester. Now there's still a Volvo dealer now, they're called Kings Volvo now, but my mother bought a car from there in January 1990. When my father was still alive actually, he died December 1990, but my parents got it January 1990, and it was actually from this dealer where the 340, sorry, it was the 340 not a 360, when the 340s were still current, because they finished production in 1991. So this was the font of the plate that was actually fitted to the 240 GL catalyzer estate that my parents bought. It was a demo car, it was 2 months old, and so just a lot of memories from this particular car. I like the GLEs, but I also like GLTs, and I think this is a GLT. It's from Lex Volvo in Reading. That's a right plate for the car as well. So the 340s were the 4-cylinder and normally 1.4, 1.7 engines, and the 360s were the red block Volvo 240 type engines. Look at this, yes, it is a GLT 88. Look at all these gauges, viewers. Such a nice car. You know, the days immediately sort of before these were discontinued, and heated seats and electric windows and electric mirrors, and there's the fog light switch for some reason down there. They had so many attempts at making this a good car, and by the end of production they were. Just a fortnight ago in Scotland in the condition. You see, how do they get this stuff to stick to the top of the car? These sort of leaves and things. But yeah, there's the old Volvo red block engine. Fantastic. And these are very popular with drifting and racing and things like that. Right? I'm not sure I want to race one. I just want to sort of look after it. Volvo Amazon and Harry met Sally. Oh, I see. One owner for 54 years. 68 Amazon 121. Purchased from Goodwood Motor Company in Southbourne, which is sort of near Chichester. Isn't that beautiful? So we've got one more Volvo on the stand here, which is C70, original C70. It's a facelift one, 2003, and it's very nearly got a beige leather interior. It's close to one, but not quite. It's got words. It's a manual as well. I wonder if this is a turbo. So it's Gen 1, it's a GT. Yeah, it's a low pressure turbo. So this is 2004. So is that therefore a personal plate? Answers in the comment section below. Anyway, I think that's enough for today. It's the conclusion of part 10 of Slightly Shambolic Shuffle around the 2022 Practical Classics Classic Car and Restoration Show. Please don't forget to like this video, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel for part 11 that I'll be filming tomorrow, and if you really wish to help out, then you can always become a channel member by clicking the join button below, but please don't feel under any obligation to do so. Thank you. Well, look, here comes Mr. Coleman ready to pick me up to go out for some supper. Excellent.